Welcome back. In this video we'll be taking you through the Assura homepage. This provides quick access to the records that are assigned to you or relate to a given area. The first thing to know about the homepage is that it has an area filter on the top right corner. This filters the data displayed throughout the homepage based on the area shown in the filter box. This can be defaulted to a different area for each user so that when you log in, the area you work in most can be automatically set. Ask your Assura administrator to change your default area if it is not correct. You can also manually change the area to view the records for a different area by clicking on the arrow next to the area filter. You can also tick the Include Child Areas tick box if you also need to display the records from lower level areas. For example, you could select the region area and tick the Include Child Area tick box. All of the list records and graphs on the homepage would now display the records for the region area and any other areas that are part of this region. In other words, they have the region as a parent. The homepage has been divided up into logical sections to group similar parts of Assura together. Each section has its own tab. The Overview tab is always shown first when you log into Assura or return to the homepage. At the top of this page, all records that have been directly assigned to you are shown in the list. We will go through all of the features of these lists later in the video. Underneath this list is a graph summarizing the number of records for the different types of Assura processes for the area selected. And click on the different bars of the graph to access that section of the homepage. Next we will look at the Actions tab. Actions are jobs that need to get done to resolve things like incidents and hazards. For example, if a trip hazard was identified around some poorly stacked cables, a hazard action to stack the cables properly would be created and assigned to the person who needs to restack the cables. Actions are child items and can only be created from their parents. You will see a submenu on the Actions tab. Clicking on the submenu heading displays a drop-down list of all the search options. For example, clicking on the All Actions menu and then clicking on the Log This Month link will open up a search page that shows all actions that have been logged this month. The difference between these two submenus is that the All Action submenu includes both normal actions and actions that have been created from hazards. The Hazard Action submenu only shows the actions that have been created from hazards. A hazard action are tasks required to remove or minimize hazards. There are also some lists on the Action tab. The first one shows all current actions in the area, regardless of who they are currently assigned to. This is the to-do list for the area, and is a useful place for area supervisors to see the actions that need to be completed in the area. As with all other lists on the homepage, the records shown are filtered based on the area shown in the drop-down area selector. It will also show the actions for child areas if the Include Child Areas tick box is ticked. The second list shows all records that require an investigation in the selected area. The first stage in the hazard, incident, injured person and safety observation processes is to do an investigation. This list shows all of the records that are in the investigation state. The Incidents and Injuries tab has a list to show the current incidents and injuries in the area, and a graph that breaks down the current injuries in the area by injury type. The submenus for incidents and injuries are very similar to the submenus for actions, with one exception. As incidents are the parents of injuries, there is a menu item for creating new incident records, but no menu item to create injuries, as these can only be created from the incident. The Hazards and Safety Observations tab is very similar to the others, except that the data displayed relates to the hazards and safety observations in the area selected. The last tab is the Other tab. This has links to create and search for audits, contacts, areas and meetings. It also provides a link to the user guides under the Documentation submenu and a link to the Change Password screen under the Settings submenu. Throughout this video we have shown you lists on various pages. These have some common features designed to make accessing and updating the records as easy as possible. Lists also allow you to search the data displayed by using the search box in the top right hand corner of the list. The results shown in the list are filtered automatically as you start to type into the search box. Just remove your search text to return to viewing all records. You can sort any column by clicking on the sort icon on the right hand side of the column heading. You can see the icon changes colour when the column is being sorted. Clicking once sorts in descending order, and clicking the sort icon again changes the sort to ascending order. The first column of each row displays three icons. The first is the View icon. Clicking on this will open the record so you can view it. You can see that none of the fields can be edited. The second icon is the Edit icon. Clicking on this opens the record for editing. You can see the fields can now be edited. The last icon is the action icon. You use this one when you want to perform an action on the record. For example, adding a note to a hazard or handing off an action to another staff member to complete. We will cover more on viewing, editing and performing actions in the next video.